What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Devblog number 10 for my MMO that I'm making in GameMaker. Now, there's been a lot of changes this week, and I'm very excited to show them to you guys. Don't forget to go to my website, wizardy.com, to read the full Devblog, and let's go ahead and get into it. So you can probably see the game looks a lot different. First off, I did add a little shadow under the players, so that kind of looks pretty neat. And then, yeah, just everything looks completely different. I have been working on this little city for the game, and I'll kind of give you a tour around that in a second. But I want to encourage you, go to the Devblog. You can kind of read a little bit about what I was talking about, the direction of this game. I am going to change the direction a little bit. When I originally was making this game, my first intention was to make a hardcore survival MMO along the lines of like a 2D version of Rust or Ark or DayZ. But the more I began to kind of study that genre of games, I got really disinterested. And then, you know, with your guys' feedback, I began to get a lot of really cool ideas. So I don't want to call this like a Stardew Valley MMO, but I'll basically just say this for now, and in the upcoming videos I'll go into more of some features I'm planning. I do want this to be a game about a city that players inhabit, and you'll still be able to have bases. All the features that I've discussed in the past videos will be in this game. They'll just be presented in a different way. So like I said, it'll be a city, there'll be stores, there'll be NPCs, there'll be things to do in the city, but then around the outskirts there will be plots of land that players will be able to purchase and then place whatever they want on that land. They can put a house, they can put sheds, farms, they can grow crops, whatever they want to do. That's the direction I really am interested in going. And like I said in one video, or I might have said it in the comments, really the decision I would make on the bases, the player bases, would decide really the direction of the game. And so first I want to give you a tour of the city, and then I'll show you some prototypes I have for base building. So again, this is just, the game looks a lot better. It's starting to look like an actual video game. Now, none of these buildings work right now except this building right here. I did a lot of work on room changing. So that's pretty big, because a lot of multiplayer games on GameMaker that have been made, they do not feature room changing at all. So it was pretty tricky. I tried a few different methods and I finally found one that worked. Basically each room has a specific ID, and that ID holds information that the server's going to need to know about, that the client's going to need to know about, and even some information I can show to the player, like the name of the room, like, okay, you are in this house and it's called Bob's Workshop, and I can display that title somewhere on the screen. As far as the server, it doesn't change rooms at all. Only the client will ever change rooms. But the server will just kind of do calculations on a different X and Y position of the map. So, by the way, speaking of servers, I did create an entirely new server user interface, and this is basically for my convenience because it was extremely messy, and so I was making a lot of different mistakes. So my console still works right here. It just looks a lot better. I got some buttons I can click and some options. I also have a slider right here of all the players that would be in the game. So this is the only player right now, Jim Bob. I can click that. It shows me information about his inventory and just some general information about him. And then all these little stats, that's the number of players online. That's the number of players that are offline, but their bodies sleeping in the game. That's the total number of items in the game, and this number 0 are items that are on the ground. So like if I threw this box on the ground, that will go up 1. And then this is the name of the server, and then it tells me the server's online. So this is nice. I needed this because my last server was such a mess. Okay, so anyway, the city. Room changing. I did a lot of work on the room changing. So let me go ahead and show you how I change rooms. So like I said, the only building that works right now is this one with the door. So I just go up, click the door, and I'll go into another room. So I added a nice little fade effect there. If you can't tell, I like fade effects. So, just like this crafting system, it fades in and out. So I'm using that a lot. then I can just walk out of the room. And there we go. So now this won't be a player house. This will probably just be some NPC's home or whatever. Maybe an inn or a tavern. I don't know yet. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It works really good. If I logged in another client, I could walk him right into this room. In fact, I'll just show you that really quick. Now this is gonna look goofy for a second. Just pre-warning, because he's at a weird position on the map. So let me log in, hold the right key. Come on, there you go, there you go. Alright, here's Wizardy. There's a dead sheep that I killed earlier. Okay, so here I'm at the same house, and if I go in, I should see Jim Bob. Yeah, there he is. Now right now he doesn't have arms because of the last update. I haven't given the other clients arms, but of course I have my arms. If I go back to this client, Jim Bob does have his arms and Wizardy doesn't have his arms. But yeah, it works. It works good. Oh, people messaging me. Okay, so yeah, it works really good. And then can take Wizardy, he can go out, and there they are. Okay, so I'm gonna close Wizardy for now, and now he's sleeping with no arms. So it works really good, and it looks pretty cool. And again, this will be a city, and there'll be hustle bustle, there'll be NPCs everywhere. You'll be able to interact with them and do all kinds of different things. So it will be a living, breathing, active city. And like I said, all the features that I've already discussed will still be in the game. There will be PvP. You know, there'll be a way that you can kill other players and do all kinds of different things. So let's go down here. Another sheep I killed. So yeah, this is about all that I've got done so far. But it looks pretty cool. I mean, we can do a lot with all these different buildings. This can be a lot of content for the game. Alright, so that's about it. That's all I've got designed so far. Now let's talk a little bit about base building. So let me go way up here. It's going to look really ugly up here, but that's fine. Let's just go ahead and check it out. So like I said, I knew my decision on base building would determine really the direction of this game. And originally I had, if I can do this, I'm gonna have to get some wood. I had something like this. Let's collect a little bit of wood, a little bit of wood here. This will take a minute. I need to speed these axes up, just for my own sanity. Okay, so yeah, this was the original base building where you just set foundations down, and then you would put the walls down like this. I'm still gonna keep this system, but basically, it'll be to put things in your yard, like fences and gates and different items and whatnot. So this system will still exist, but this is not how you'll build bases. And then this thing over to the left is, I was gonna make this on the right look like this on the left. So these are just tiles, but I was gonna make it look like this, but it doesn't look right at all. And I hate it. I don't like it at all. So I finally caved and I came up with this design. So this is just like what you saw down in the city, except when you walk in, it's going to look like this. So you didn't actually change rooms, it just blacks out everything except some of this, because I haven't worked on that yet. But it basically blacks everything out except, you know, your room. So in here you could do different things, you could, you know, place your items, and all of the inside will be customizable, and then all of the outside can be customizable too. You can put windows where you want it, you can design the roof, you can design the color of the walls, everything would be customizable. Now I don't know for sure if I'm going to use this system. I might use this for something else and not necessarily bases. And for bases, I might really make it to where you change rooms just like the building we saw down below. I'm not 100% sure yet, but the reason I would make it to where you change rooms is because look at the size of this building, and then look how small this base is, and you can't expand it. You cannot add any other rooms, and you're really limited in how big your bases can be if I use this method. Whereas if I make it to where you change rooms, you can make a pretty decent sized base with a decent sized building on the outside. And then the way raiding would work, people would be able to lock pick your door, or they'd be able to break in through your windows. So you would have to still build defenses around your property and your house to keep players off. Now, the way I want this to work, again, this is a city, so the way it's going to work, there will be plots of land, like hundreds of plots of land probably, that you can purchase. Now, you have to pay rent on these lands once a week. So if you stop making an income in the game, everything you own will basically be taken from you that's on that land. So that'll make sure that inactive players are going to be moved aside so that people that are actually playing can step up and buy plots of land that they desire. So yeah, on that plot of land, you can put something like this, or you know, however method we decide. You can put your house on the land, you can put farms on the land, you can put sheds. So now here's the same method without the black screen. So there we go. So yeah, you can put something like this. I could use these little sheds that you can put on your land. You can basically do anything that you want, yeah, so you'll pretty much own it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I know that this is a big kind of shift in the direction that I was originally intending to go in. Again, like I said, I was going to make like this hardcore survival game. Oh no, here's a cow. He's going to try to walk on the roofs. So it breaks the immersion. Why can't I swing? What's going on? Oh, this hammer glitches everything. I've had this glitch forever with the hammer that if I try to use the hammer, I can't use any of my other tools after that. I have no idea what that is. There he goes. He's breaking the immersion. You stupid cow. Get off that roof. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. Again, I know this is a big change in the direction, but I feel like it's going to be for the better. I feel like this is just going to be a much better game. So check out the Devblog. I did post 3 videos that I really enjoyed this week on game design, so I want to encourage you to go check those out. I talk a little bit more about the game direction, room changes, room transitions, player shadows, server overhaul, and don't forget that you can sign up for a free alpha serial key for this game when I release the playable alpha version. If you have already signed up when it's released, I'll shoot you an email with a download link and a serial key, and you can play this game with all of us here on YouTube and abroad. So I hope you guys liked this video. Don't forget to also follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Wizardy, and I'll see you guys next week.